All right, now let's get a check of what's happening with the crypto market now. Definitely we're seeing weakness right there. Even though we're seeing the dollar index actually down about 0.18% last time I checked, but we're seeing the Bitcoin, $58,261, trying to make a run back to that 60K level that was lost. But we're seeing Ethereum, just like yesterday, doing exactly opposite of what Bitcoin's doing. And we're seeing $3,142. That's what we have for Ethereum. Big 1.65% jump there for Ethereum. So this is the king of the altcoins at this time. We know Bitcoin is the king of the whole market, but the king of the altcoins is moving quite well, and we see a couple of altcoins actually following with that. Let's look at the top cryptocurrencies that we track. We see, top cryptocurrency. All right, there we have it. Bitcoin, 0.49% down. And we see the likes of Binance, that's the coin for the exchange, the currency exchange, Binance, $530, 1.42% up. And we're seeing big moves there by Cardano, ADA, 39 cents, up 2.30%. And the likes of XRP, 44 cents, up 1.18%. So we're seeing strength with most of the altcoins at this time. And I'm sure investors in the crypto space would like to know when alt season, when are the altcoins going to rally? Let's look at some news now. In the market, we see the German government have unloaded about 1,125 Bitcoins to crypto exchanges at this point, as the German government intensifies its sell-off of Bitcoin at this time, disposing an additional 1,125 Bitcoins, but it's going through prominent exchanges like Coinbase, Kraken, Bitstamp. This move comes amidst a series of strategic sales aimed at liquidating part of its substantial Bitcoin holdings. So apparently the German government holds a lot of Bitcoin, and we see them offloading that at this time. Then President Trump is to speak at a Bitcoin conference. We see the Bitcoin conference organizers have announced that former U.S. President Donald Trump will be one of the speakers at the event. That's taking place July 25th to 27th in Nashville, Tennessee. The event is noted as one of the largest gatherings of Bitcoin enthusiasts and industry leaders worldwide. So this announcement has led to a significant excitement within the crypto community. Then we see Kiyosaki predicting Bitcoin will reach $350,000. So yeah, those massive projections for Bitcoin are back again, and the latest from Kiyosaki at this time. All right, let's discuss some of these headlines now. We have Sheol Dania as the CEO, Alpha Geek Technologies, joining me via Zoom. Great to have you on the show.
Hi, good afternoon, Ladi. It's a pleasure to be here.
Yeah, so
Thanks for having me.
Yeah, so we've seen a lot of news from the German government offloading Bitcoin with their massive holdings at this time. Is this just profit taking?
It's two things. It signals that there's a possibility that the German government might be coming up with some regulation, either for or against custody of Bitcoin, and evidently they will need to sell off what they have, or move it off their own custody, depending on what they are working on. And it could also be profit taking. But I don't think this is the best time to take profits if I were them or I were part of their advisors. But I pretty much believe that it's also good for the community, because it signals the strength that a country like Germany is holding cryptocurrency and they're moving it to exchanges. So however they decide to sell off or trade would actually set some precedents, so how people will be able to transact Bitcoins, following how a government like Germany has actually done theirs.
We see the likes of China accumulating gold, and most other central banks in the world now. So we're also seeing some countries holding Bitcoin at this time. But do you see central bankers actually accumulating Bitcoin at some point? Or maybe that's already happening?
For some of those countries that are accumulating Bitcoin, if you look at China, look at countries like El Salvador. El Salvador was, they were in some kind of, financial crisis. They needed to, diversify their portfolio. But if you look like China and, maybe other countries, it may be a power play. So what it is everybody wants to be involved. They know the influence that the cryptocurrencies are having all over the world, and they have funds that are available. So why not accumulate Bitcoin? So in the event where that becomes the store of value as the whole world predicts it to be, or some of the world predicts it to be, they will not be found wanting, and they would also have a significant amount, and they can control the world economy,
right,
thereby holding a lot of power.
Definitely, we know half the world are heading to the polls, and some countries have already decided at this time. And now we're seeing Donald Trump, former president, he's going to be speaking at a Bitcoin conference that's holding in July. And I'm wondering, it seems politics and Bitcoin are getting quite close at this time.
Oh, always. I mean, even if you look at the Nigerian elections that happened, last year, we saw, while during the campaign, they all reached out to the crypto community in Nigeria. Everybody promised an arm and a leg. But I mean, back to Donald Trump, we can see that there's definitely a growing influence and there's voting power. So there are people who are in the crypto community from all walks of life, different demographics, and everybody is pro-bit. The people who are pro-cryptocurrency have something in common. Everybody is looking for financial freedom. So, of course, where else are you better to go to see a large gathering of different people from different walks of life, different demographics? And we know that technology is also part of the things that is in the future. We are in the technology era, so most of the things that are being built around, are also being built around blockchain technology. And most tech-savvy people are pro-cryptocurrency to some extent. So the politicians definitely want to leverage on the savviness of the people to see, they get the younger people who are tech savvy and want to be involved. And of course, there's always the financial support. It has always been the fact that, it's not news that the people within the cryptocurrency industry they're somewhat generous, in terms of, political contributions, and there's always willingness for them to contribute towards different causes. So I believe that Trump's advisors, have weighed all the different angles. They're able to see, they'll definitely be able to raise money from that community. They're able to gather enough votes and support from people within that space. And if they truly want to, implement things that are going to be pro-crypto, that is the only place where they're able to gather all the policy expertise that is required, for them to. They work with the enthusiasts, work with people in the financial market to see how they can draft policies that will favor the United States and, their people.
And let's imagine or assume that Donald Trump actually wins at this time. Do you think he'll still be bullish, about Bitcoin going forward?
He's a politician. I can't speak for him, but the truth is, if he gets support if he goes bullish, and promises support for the industry, and he's able to get support from the crypto community. Evidently, of course, that's a bullish signal for cryptocurrency in itself, if he comes into office, because everybody will be expecting that he's going to do a lot for the community in the United States towards regulation and officially legalizing and recognizing this asset class.
Yeah, quite interesting, definitely. But how the price projections for Bitcoin always spring up. We see incredible price predictions. Some say $1 million at some point. Some say $300,000. But nobody's predicting downside prices, at this point. But how are you seeing Robert Kiyosaki's latest forecast of about $350,000 Bitcoin?
Yeah, so Robert has had the track record of always predicting. His predictions have been pretty mixed. We still know that earlier on in the year he predicted $100,000 by June. But I believe that Bitcoin was on the way to over $100,000 if the fundamentals were right. The bull market is still yet to kick off officially, but after post-halving, everybody expected definitely more than that. And by $350,000 by August is very possible because there are a lot of things happening that people can see. Robert has been it's been mixed. Nobody hits it right, but he's very optimistic about Bitcoin and has been talking about it for quite some time. So I believe it's the time where fingers are crossed, everybody on anybody who can. It's not financial advice, but if you can and have money that you can't, that you're not doing anything with, you can always buy whatever fraction of Bitcoin, and then we see how it goes.
Yeah, definitely a wait and see moment. But we know incomes are quite squeezed at this time. So definitely, yes, I'm sure the retail side of things are feeling the heat right now. But, going into the weekend, what are you seeing for Bitcoin and this whole tap season. Everyone's tapping their phones, at this time, trying to get some airdrops.
Yeah, so fundamental thing about the tap thing is people have always been gamers. People like games. So if you see games like Candy Crush and those other games where people actually spend money on playing these games, now in the cryptocurrency industry, they've now brought in those similar kind of games where people actually are able to earn money from playing those, from tapping. So people hope that they're able to. I think Hamster, one of the popular games, Hamster, it launched on some of the popular exchanges a couple of days ago. I didn't even follow up on how it predicted, but yeah, people want to make money. There's economic crisis and there's cash crunch everywhere in the world. It's not just a Nigeria thing. So a lot of people are looking for any avenue that they can make extra money without having to risk capital. So for people who have the time to tap away, they believe that they can trade that time for some airdrop or some free tokens.
Definitely, if you have the time, because that thing is definitely time consuming. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Shehu Dani, as the CEO of Alpha Geek Technologies. Thank you.
Thank you very much for having me, Ladi. Have a great day.
You too. Alrighty then, that's the show today. You can visit channelcv.com for more updates. I'm Ladi Williams from the team right here at Channels HQ. It's bye for now.